Cape Town fires hundreds displaced in yet another fire.
The City of Cape Town says it will today demand and appeal for the emergency housing grant to be devolved down to the municipality. At the moment, we find ourselves standing in Joe Slovo informal settlement, where the latest of a series of shack fires have left hundreds of people displaced. At the moment, people are still trying to rebuild their lives. We know that since Monday in Masiphumelele, in Nomzamo, in Strand, in Vrygrond, in Muizenberg, there have been shack fires and close to 2,000 people now have been affected, with 2 people having lost their lives. I'm joined now by the MMC for Human Settlements in the City of Cape Town, Carl Papheim. MMC, you're saying that the emergency housing grant must come down to province because people are telling us what their need is at this moment is building material.
Absolutely. The reality is we need to make sure we are building housing opportunities across the city for our communities. But the demand for human settlements is far greater than our ability to provide right now. And so we accept that informality is here to stay for a long time, which means we need to be ready as a city to respond in instances like this. Not only now, a couple of months ago in winter with flooding as well. What does that require? That when disaster situations such as this happens, people need to be able to rebuild their lives immediately. We can see it here across the board. We don't see tears, we don't see anguish, we see people wanting to get on with their lives and rebuild. And so the only way we can do that is if the emergency housing grant gets devolved to the city. The reality is there has been no structures delivered here yet. Not all the structures has been delivered in Masiphumelele. The Noon is waiting as well. I am saying that the City of Cape Town is contract ready with contractors to do it, and we've got budget. Give us the approval. And if you don't want to devolve the grant, allow us to use our existing informal settlements upgrade partnership grant. So I'm going to request today at 2 o'clock with the National Minister, who I have a lot of faith in. She's been an executive mayor. She's been the president of SALGA, which is the local government association. She understands the situation. And so Cabinet needs to review and rescind the decision to centralize it to the department, because these people require and deserve a quicker response when they face disaster.
Of course, you've come to assess the situation yourself here today, I suppose, in order to take that proposal through to the National Minister. But we've seen devastation at a time when people should be spending time with their families. Fortunately, it's a reality this time of year in Cape Town each and every year.
No, absolutely. The last 2 weeks have been probably the most difficult of my term of office in the last year and a half. There's nothing to be merry about. I can't even say compliments of the season, because there are individuals, my fellow Cape Townians, who are going through probably the worst time of their lives. And so what has been the only thing that has kept me going, and I think what has kept the people of Cape Town going, is our ability to be resilient, but to also stand together. I've seen communities in the most difficult situation work together to rebuild their lives in partnership with the city. We've seen our firefighters have been on the scene through Christmas, through Boxing Day. We've seen our disaster management officials, our national and City Department of Human Settlements officials have been on the ground. And so I've always known that no matter what Cape Town faces, we can get through it. But the reality is we need to do better. And so the only way we're going to do better is if we have the resources and we have the capabilities to be able to do so. And right now, that need is going to be rebuilding kits. We've got our waste services on the line to help clean up the site. We've got Gift of the Givers who's doing brilliant work, giving social relief, soft relief, where SASSA hasn't been here yet. And we've got our counterparts in the Safety and Security Directorate making sure we secure the area. But now it's about rebuilding, and so I want to make sure that the residents in Langa, in the Noon, in Masiphumelele, in Overcome Heights are able to do so as quick as possible so they can get on and start 2025 on a much better note than 2024 ended.
Family demands justice for slain woman.
The family of ST Sengane is demanding justice for the slain 26-year-old woman who was fatally assaulted allegedly by her boyfriend in Port Shepstone in KwaZulu-Natal. Sengane's body was discovered by her mother and sister at her boyfriend's home after they had allegedly received a phone call from the suspect confessing to the assault. The family also believes that the victim was raped by the suspect before killing her. Newsroom Africa's Pilam Tembu visited the family and filed this report.
Tragedy struck the Sengane household on Christmas Day.
Wafonela umama emtshela ukuthi usisi wami ufikile lapha endlini yakhe wamtshela ukuthi she was raped, so babesi bayaxabana bashayana. Manje inkinga ukuthi akasavuka usisi wami. yona nto asitshene yona. So sahamba isuma sakhona endlini yakhe. Masifika endlini sithola ukuthi usisi wami ushonile and ubelimele kakhulu.
Esti Sengane's lifeless, naked body was discovered by her mother at her boyfriend's place. The family believes he might have raped Sengane.
If she was raped, I believe that she was raped by him because njengoba ngishilo usisi wami uvuswe endlini elele by her friend uGayo bese wahamba naye. And then wahamba endlini. Mhlambe ngenzeka ukuthi khona into ayenzile because sina masifika endlini sithola ukuthi usisi wami wasn't dressed. And mayingaqokanga kanjalo sithola ukuthi her panties and pants negown ade igqoke ngaphezulu beyisele e-dining room but then yena simthole ekamireni.
Sengane's sister says there were signs of physical abuse in the relationship.
It wasn't a healthy relationship. My sister tried uphuma kaningana because whenever she tried uphuma uGayo bemshaya. Obe ayemshaya nje njalo mephuma kuyena emala amshaye. So nje ngasho ukuthi it was an abusive relationship. That's all I can say.
The family is battling with the loss of their daughter.
I'm just staying strong for my mom, but I'm amanga at night. I can't even sleep. We are boy. I can see her there. He's home as I can just boy and jalo. Gimboni lele la pelimel. Noma was telling me the same thing with Nai. I was ulalip so. Amandla weko. But sizozama ukuhlanganisa, sazohlanganisa amakhanda and sizohamba siyothola ama-loans because besisikhulumile nomunye ubhodo ofihlanayo bese uzosiza nge-loan vet because we are going to repay him. Yabo. Uzosifihlela yena. We just need to put out the deposit, yabo. Bese ke siyabona ukuthi sithathana sibeka naphi. Isimo senhlala sikho right. My mom we domestic. My sister bingasebenzi, nami angisebenzi.
The latest murder has put the spotlight on the violence against women in KZN. This after Nontobeko Cele was killed by her fiancé Sibusiso Ndaga in Umzinto, and 2 days later, Bongeka Makatini and her 3-year-old child were stabbed to death by her boyfriend in Umgababa. KZN Police Commissioner says the province is battling with the scourge.
Another gender-based violence incident that happened in the south where a boyfriend stabbed the girlfriend dead, and he's in custody now, he's been arrested. But it's just one of many incidents that we're experiencing in the province.
Meanwhile, KZN Premier Tami Ntuli condemned these incidents and challenged men to do better. As for the Sengane family, they will be putting their heads together to see how they can afford the burial.